Did you know the advice to walk 10,000 steps a day to lose fat was actually a 60-year-old Japanese marketing gimmick? It wasn't based on science at all. It was created to sell pedometers. Most people quit after 2 weeks because no one has 1 to 2 hours a day to walk that many steps. But scientists in Japan discovered a 30-minute walking hack that's 10x more effective and backed by 20 years of research. Fitness coach Eugene Teo shared this method on TikTok, where it went viral with over 10 million views. It gives you a 29x boost in aerobic fitness, a 10x increase in leg strength, and slashes stroke risk by 40%. By the end of this video, I'll show you exactly how this method works, plus a solution for anyone who feels like they can't lose fat no matter how hard they try. It all started back in 1964 when Tokyo was hosting the Olympics and the whole world was watching. A smart Japanese company saw an opportunity and created a pedometer, which is a little device that counts your steps. But they needed a catchy name to sell it, so they called it Manpokai, which in English means 10,000 steps meter. Now, you might be thinking that surely they picked 10,000 for a reason, that there must be some science behind it. But the only reason they picked 10,000 was because the Japanese character for that number looks like a stick figure running. That's the entire reason. It was pure marketing, a number that looked good and it was easy to remember. And somehow, over the next 60 years, this marketing slogan became accepted as medical fact. Now, I'm not saying that walking is bad. Walking is great and movement is medicine. The problem isn't walking itself. The problem is how we're doing it and how much time it takes. Let's talk about the first big problem, which is time. If you want to hit 10,000 steps, depending on how fast you walk, you're looking at somewhere between 1 to 2 hours of walking every single day. Think about that for a second. If you're a busy parent trying to juggle work, kids, cooking, and cleaning, where are you supposed to find 2 extra hours in your day? If you're an entrepreneur working 12 hours, where exactly are you going to squeeze in a 2-hour walk? Most people try it for a week, maybe 2 weeks, and they feel good about themselves because they're crushing their step goals. But then something unexpected happens. Your kids get sick, a work deadline comes up, or you're exhausted from a bad night's sleep. You miss a day, then 2 days, then a week, and just like that, you're back to square one feeling like you failed. So it becomes an unsustainable goal for most people because it's just too much time for too little reward. But let's say you're one of the rare people who actually has the time and you're hitting 10,000 steps every single day. Still, there's a problem. You see, your body is an incredible machine that's designed to survive. And one of the ways it survives is by getting more efficient at everything you do regularly. When you do the same exercise at the same speed, day after day, your body learns and figures out exactly how much energy it needs to use. It gets better at conserving calories and it adapts to make the activity easier. This actually happens around the 4 to 6 week mark. And you'll notice it. The first month, you're seeing results. Maybe you lost a few pounds and you feel great. Then suddenly you're walking just as much as before. Your body isn't changing anymore. This is called a plateau, and it's incredibly frustrating because you're putting in the exact same effort but getting 0 results. Why does this happen? Because your metabolism has figured out your routine. It's adapted to it, and now it's running on autopilot, using the least amount of energy possible to get you through your walk. But it gets worse. And this is the part that really shocked me when I first learned about it. Too much steady state cardio, which means walking at the same pace for long periods of time, actually cause you to lose muscle. One way it does it is by reducing muscle mass, because muscle is expensive for your body to maintain since it burns a lot of calories, even when you're just sitting on the couch doing nothing. So if your body thinks you're going to be doing these long, slow walks forever, it makes the decision to get rid of some muscle to save energy because it doesn't think you need it anymore. That's an absolute disaster for fat loss. It becomes this terrible cycle where you walk for hours, you lose muscle, your metabolism slows down, so you have to walk even longer to see the same results you used to get. Eventually, you're spending half your life walking just to stay in the same place, never actually making progress. So, if traditional methods of walking or counting 10,000 steps don't work, what does? Well, the answer isn't just more walking, it's smarter walking. Your body doesn't just respond to how much you move, it responds to how you challenge it and force it to adapt. For example, imagine you're lifting the same 5-pound weight, doing the same number of reps every single day for months. Would you expect to get stronger? Of course not, because your body would adapt to that weight in a few weeks and then nothing would change. But if you change things up, sometimes lifting heavier, sometimes going faster, sometimes slower, your body would have to keep adapting and it would have to get stronger to keep up with the challenge. Walking works the exact same way, and this is what most people don't understand. If you walk at the same comfort pace every day, your body adapts to it, it gets efficient, and it stops burning fat. But if you mix things up, if you change the intensity and challenge your body in different ways, it can adapt because the demands keep changing, and it has to keep working. It has to keep burning calories, and it has to keep making improvements. This isn't called intensity variation. and it's a secret that athletes have known for decades. This is why sprinters, the people who run really fast for short bursts, have much lower body fat than marathon runners, even though marathon runners do way more cardio overall. That's what keeps your metabolism guessing and burning calories at a high rate. That's what burns fat efficiently. This is exactly what those Japanese researchers discovered back in 2007. Dr. Nose and Dr. Masuki wasn't trying to reinvent fitness or create some revolutionary new workout. They were just asking a simple question. What if we get better results in less time by changing how people walk instead of how long they walk? They knew that asking elderly people to walk for hours a day wasn't realistic because many of them didn't have the time, some didn't have the stamina, and others had health issues that made long walks difficult. But they also knew that doing nothing wasn't an option because these people needed to exercise to stay healthy as they aged. So they designed an experiment that would test their theory. They took 246 people, mostly in their 60s, and split them into 3 groups to compare different approaches. Group 1 didn't exercise at all and just went about their normal lives. Group 2 was told to walk at a steady, comfortable pace and hit at least 8,000 steps, 4 or more times per week, which is basically what most people do when they're going for a walk. Group 3 was given a completely different instruction where they weren't told to count steps, they weren't told to walk for hours. Instead, they were given a specific 30-minute walking routine focused on changing intensity throughout the walk. After a few months, the results came in and the researchers couldn't believe what they were seeing. Group 2, the people walking thousands and thousands of steps every week, saw some improvement in their health. Their blood pressure dropped a little bit, they maintained their muscle mass, and their overall health got slightly better. But Group 3, the people walking only 30 minutes with this special intensity-focused routine, absolutely destroyed every single health metric. They had better blood pressure improvements, better cardiovascular fitness, better leg strength, better endurance, better fat loss, and better blood sugar control. In every single category that the researchers measured, the 30-minute group won, and they spent less than half the time exercising compared to step counting group. How's that even possible? How can someone walking for just 30 minutes get better results than someone walking for over an hour? Because they were using intensity variation in a very specific way. They were forcing their bodies to constantly adapt, constantly work, constantly burn fat in a way that steady state walking could never do. So let me show you exactly what Group 3 was doing in those 30-minute sessions, because this is the method that's now gone viral, with millions of people around the world using it to transform their bodies in 30 minutes a day. This is the Japanese walking method, and it's about to change everything you thought you knew about cardio and fat loss. Some people also call it interval walking training, or IWT for short. Most people simply know it as Japanese walking. Actual protocol is so simple that I could explain it to you in about 60 seconds, and you could literally start doing it on your very next walk. There's no special equipment needed, no gym membership required, no fancy gear to buy. All you need is a pair of comfortable shoes and the willingness to push yourself a little bit during those fast intervals. So it works like this. You're going to walk fast for 3 minutes, then walk slow for 3 minutes, and repeat that cycle 5 times. That gives you 30 minutes total of actual interval walking. Now, before and after those 30 minutes, you're also going to do a warm-up and cool down, which I'll explain in detail, but the core workout is just those 5 cycles of 3 minutes, 3 minutes fast, 3 minutes slow. That's it. That's the whole method. I know it sounds almost too simple to work, but it's not about how complicated your workout is. It's about challenging your body with the intensity variation. The simple pattern of fast and slow creates all the metabolic stress that your body needs to burn fat and get healthier. Now let me break down what fast and slow actually mean, because this is where a lot of people make mistakes. During your fast intervals, you want to be walking at about 70% of your maximum capacity. This means you should be walking fast enough that you can speak for a few words, maybe a short phrase, but holding a full conversation would be difficult because you're breathing hard. On a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is sitting on the couch and 10 is sprinting as fast as you possibly can, your fast intervals should feel like about a 7 or an 8. Then, after 3 minutes of that hard work, you slow down for your recovery interval. During these slow down periods, you're walking at about 40% of your maximum capacity, which is very comfortable, easy pace. On that same 1 to 10 scale, it should feel like about a 3 or a 4, where you're moving but you're not working hard at all. The whole point of these recovery intervals is to let your heart rate come down and give your body a chance to partially recover before you speed up again. One of the major benefits of this technique is improved fat oxidation, which is a fancy way of saying your body gets better at burning fat for fuel. During the last fast intervals, your body is forced to tap into fat stores for energy because you're working at an intensity that requires a lot of fuel. The constant switching between fast and slow teaches your body to become more efficient at accessing and burning fat, both during the workout and throughout the rest of your day. Over time, your metabolism actually shifts to prefer burning fat over carbohydrates, which means you become more efficient fat burning machine even when you're not exercising. This metabolic shift doesn't just happen with steady state cardio because the intensity is too low to force your body to make the adaptations. Beyond just burning more fat during and after your workouts, interval walking also creates powerful changes in how your body processes food. The alternating intensity creates something called insulin sensitivity, which is your body's ability to process carbohydrates efficiently. When your insulin sensitivity is good, the carbohydrates you eat get used for energy or stored in your muscles instead of being converted to fat and stored around your belly and organs. This is a huge advantage for fat loss because it means your body handles the food you eat much more efficiently. Most people start noticing the benefits of this method pretty quickly, even before they see major changes on the scale. Within 2 or 3 weeks, the most common things people report are increased energy levels throughout the day, better sleep quality when they fall asleep at night, and wake up feeling more rested, and improved mood with less anxiety and stress. Then, by week 4 to 6, you typically start seeing measurable fat loss on the scale, with 1 to 2 pounds per week being sustainable and healthy rate of weight loss that you can actually maintain long term. Now, Japanese interval walking is incredibly powerful, and for most people, it's going to be the missing piece that transforms their fat loss journey. But if you've been battling your weight for years, if you have underlying metabolic issues, hormonal imbalances, or insulin resistance that make weight loss feel impossible no matter what you do, then even the scientifically proven method might not be enough to get you where you need to be. And that's not your fault, because sometimes there are deeper biological and hormonal factors at play that need to be addressed at the cellular level. This is where medical interventions like peptide therapy come into help. And when combined with smart exercise like Japanese interval walking, they create a comprehensive approach to fat loss. Now, peptides are just short chains of amino acids that act as signaling molecules in your body, essentially giving your cells specific instructions on what to do. When you use therapeutic peptides, you're essentially upgrading your body's communication system, allowing it to function more efficiently at the cellular level. The beauty about peptide therapy is that it works with your body's natural processes rather than against them. For weight loss specifically, there are certain peptides that have been extensively researched and shown to produce remarkable results by targeting multiple pathways that control metabolism, fat burning, appetite, and insulin sensitivity. For example, you've probably heard about GLP-1 medications in the news recently because they've become incredibly popular for weight loss. GLP-1 stands for glucagon-like peptide 1, and these medications work by mimicking a natural hormone your gut produces after you eat. The most well-known GLP-1 medications are semaglutide and tirzepatide. These aren't just trendy weight loss drugs, they're backed by extensive clinical research showing that they can help people lose significant amounts of weight by working on multiple mechanisms at once. Semaglutide works by activating GLP-1 receptors in your body, which slows down how quickly food leaves your stomach, making you feel fuller for long periods of time. It also works on your brain to reduce appetite and food cravings, so you naturally eat less without feeling like you're constantly fighting against hunger. Clinical trials have shown people taking semaglutide at a dose of 2.4 milligrams once weekly lost an average of 15% of their body weight over 68 weeks, which is life-changing for many people. So, when you combine the advanced peptide therapies with the Japanese interval walking method and proper nutrition, you create a comprehensive fat loss program that attacks the problem from every possible angle. The peptides handle the hormonal and metabolic dysfunction that's been preventing you from losing weight. The interval walking creates the exercise stimulus that burns calories, builds cardiovascular fitness, and improves insulin sensitivity. This is about creating a personalized medical weight loss program that's customized to your unique biology, your specific hormonal imbalances, and your individual needs. This is the exact approach that Vive Wellness has pioneered in Charlotte, North Carolina. Our peptide therapy programs are completely customized to each patient's individual needs with medical oversight from certified physicians every step of the way. We use only the highest quality peptides from reputable compounding pharmacies, provide complete training and support so you feel confident administering treatments at home. So, if you're someone who's been struggling with weight loss despite your best efforts, then Vive Wellness offers comprehensive consultations where we'll take the time to understand your unique situation, run the necessary tests to identify what's really going on, and create a personalized treatment plan designed specifically for your body. You can start implementing the Japanese interval walking method that we've discussed on this video, which is something you can do on your own starting today. But if you want to take your fat loss to the next level and address any underlying issues that might be holding you back, visit our website at vibewellness.com/weight optimization to learn more about how we can help you achieve the transformation you've been working towards.